On September 26, 1983, a single Soviet officer looked at a screen flashing launch and chose to do absolutely nothing. Had Lieutenant Colonel Stanislav Petrov followed his official military training, a massive retaliatory Soviet nuclear strike would have vaporized Western civilization. To understand how the world ended up in the hands of one man in a bunker, we have to look at the sheer paranoia of 1983. Just 3 weeks earlier, Soviet fighter jets had shot down Korean Airlines Flight 007, killing all 269 people on board. The United States was furious, and NATO was preparing to launch a massive, highly realistic nuclear war game codenamed Able Archer. The Kremlin was convinced this military exercise was actually a cover for a real, preemptive American nuclear strike. Soviet leader Yuri Andropov had placed his nuclear forces on hair-trigger alert, ready to launch at the first sign of an attack. This was the pressure cooker environment when Petrov walked into the Serpukhov 15 bunker near Moscow for his night shift. Petrov was a 44-year-old software engineer who had helped design the Soviet Union's early warning satellite system, OKO. His job that night was simply to monitor the satellite data feed and report any incoming missile detections to his superiors. Shortly after midnight, the peaceful hum of the bunker was shattered by a deafening, siren-like alarm. The main terminal projected a giant, glowing word in blood-red capital letters: launch. The system was reporting that the United States had just fired an intercontinental ballistic missile from a base in Montana. Petrov's heart hammered against his ribs, but his engineering brain instantly began analyzing the bizarre scenario on his screen. A real American first strike would involve hundreds of missiles to decapitate Soviet defenses, not a single lone rocket. He reasoned that the newly deployed satellite system must be experiencing a massive software glitch. Before he could even process this theory, the siren wailed again, higher and much louder than before. The system registered a second missile, then a third, then a fourth, and finally a fifth. The screen changed its warning status from launch to the ultimate threat level, missile attack. The system reported the confidence level of these detections as highest, meaning there was absolutely no doubt. Petrov had exactly 15 minutes before these 5 missiles would obliterate their targets in the Soviet Union. If he reported the attack up the chain of command, the Soviet leadership would launch an immediate, massive counterstrike. This counterstrike would release thousands of nuclear warheads, triggering a retaliatory strike from the West that would end humanity. If he decided to report it as a false alarm, and he was wrong, the Soviet Union would be destroyed with zero warning. The phone on Petrov's desk was ringing, with duty officers demanding to know what to tell the high command. He picked up the phone, his voice steady despite the absolute chaos and panic erupting around him in the room. He told the duty officer at headquarters that the launch warning was nothing but a false alarm. But this statement was a complete lie, because Petrov had no logical proof of a system malfunction at all. He based his decision on a simple gut feeling and the knowledge that the ground-based radar had not yet confirmed the missiles. He knew the satellite system was relatively new, and in his mind, the odds of a launch were 50-50. For the next 10 agonizing minutes, Petrov sat in his chair, staring at the ticking clock on the concrete wall. If the attack was real, the blast wave from the first detonating warheads would vaporize him and his bunker instantly. The minutes ticked by in absolute silence, and yet, the ground beneath the Serpukhov 15 bunker remained completely still. Finally, the 15-minute window passed without a single explosion, confirming Petrov's gut feeling was right. The 5 American missiles did not exist, and the system had suffered an incredibly bizarre and unpredictable malfunction. An investigation later revealed the satellites had mistaken high-altitude clouds reflecting sunlight for the fiery exhaust of missiles. Instead of being hailed as a global hero, Petrov was subjected to intense, exhausting interrogation by the military brass. They reprimanded him for failing to fill out the official logbooks properly during the fast-moving crisis, on_screen_text. Petrov was quietly reassigned, eventually suffered a nervous breakdown, and retired to a small, run-down apartment. The world did not even learn about his incredible, world-saving decision until his story was finally declassified in 1998. Petrov's decision reminds us that the ultimate safeguard against self-destruction is not flawless technology, but the simple, quiet intervention of human empathy and logic.